Surround yourself with advocates, not with naysayers. Hi, I'm Nick. This is 10 Minutes with Nick. And the point should be self-explanatory, but in most cases, podcasts are self-explanatory. The Whatever podcast is about whatever. Mostly nonsense. It's mostly about nonsense. But it does highlight sort of an interesting point, something that we ask our questions about. You've got these men and women on the show who come on, and they at best are not speaking positively about their partners. And at worst, they're just openly negative. I got a really good piece of advice when I was younger than I am now. That piece of advice is make sure that the people you associate yourself with, make sure that you know that they champion you when you're not in the room. Now, this doesn't mean they have to overlook your flaws. Because you do need people who look at your flaws and can tell you about your flaws. But your flaws should always be addressed in private, never in public. So let's say you, hypothetical listener of 10 Minutes with Nick, you're choosing to date someone. And when you're not in the room, you know that this person, man or woman, is tearing you down. But not in a mean way. They're just letting off some steam. Well, it's never good. There's no good way to tear someone down. And it's kind of common in today's world that when somebody's not there, we gossip about them. We rip on them a little bit. And it's one thing to make a joke, right? It's one thing to make a joke about somebody. It's another thing to lay all your issues with that person out on the table, sort of talking to like a parent or a therapist. Just talking in a group of friends. This is the classic, what they used to call, it's a female term, but we're going to use it to apply to everybody, what they used to call kind of henpecking. Oh, they got together and they just, they did what the girls do, the guys do, which is just, man, my girl, she's just being, or my guy is just being, whatever. It's insidious because it seems so harmless. Well, what's wrong? I'll just make a couple jokes. What's the problem with that? The problem is you're tearing your relationship apart and you don't even know it. How do you trust somebody who's not your advocate in private? Now, like I said, how do you trust someone who's not your advocate in public? That doesn't mean, if you've got you're doing something wrong, somebody shouldn't come up to you in private and say, hey, what are you doing? That should be something that people you trust can do. But they shouldn't just try to tear you down, either in front of you or just to their friends. Like, that's not right. And I noticed this because it's it's not just sort of, it is what social media thrives on. It thrives on stories like that. Those are the stories that tend to go the most viral, right? It's one thing for a creator to make fun of another creator. Though that's shooting shots back and forth. It's another thing when you get all these TikTok videos where the girl, and it's the ones that pop up on my feed are girls. It may be, I'm sure there are men who are doing the same thing. It just doesn't pop up on my feed. But they go on these rants about their men, or they set up the camera in such a way to set it up to put a fight out in public. It's not great, and it's not great for society that we enjoy it so much. And you might ask me, well, how do you know people are enjoying it? Well, go watch one of those videos. Number one, watching the video is, another form of enjoying of it. But number two, look at the video and look how many likes it has. Look how many reposts it has. Look how many shares or reposts, the same thing. But look at that and look at what that tells you about society. It means we love it. means we love it. We eat it up. It's gossiping, plain and simple, and we shouldn't support it. Now, all that being said, that's my first half of that bit of dating advice. The second half is, if your relationship is not in such a place where you can't go to your partner and say to them, hey, we maybe got some stuff to talk about, well, then it's not a particularly good relationship. You got to talk about things. And you have to be willing to hear things that aren't always the most flattering about yourself. You should be able to hear, my thoughts on this, and my thoughts on this in general are, you should always stand up for your man or your woman, or your man or your woman. That still works for everybody, for all brands of people. You should always stand up for them in public, and then in private go, maybe that wasn't the best choice. Short of them committing a crime, right? Like, you can't. I don't know if you want to just, like, if your friend commits robbery in front of you, I don't know that you want to stand up for that. That's not great. But your relationships, dating or not, should always be such that you can confidently stand up for them in public, and then in private go, hey, listen, maybe we don't want to do that in the future. That's correction. And that's completely acceptable. You should absolutely be able to correct the people around you. Just be ready when you correct somebody that they may push back and be like, well, I got things to say about you too. It's a little bit of humility in relationships, right? You want to just be open to that. Those are my thoughts. They're not very good thoughts. This week is a little scrambled for me. I'm doing a production of a short film this week. I've got a great team working with me on it. I can't wait to put it up. I might do one more podcast, and then we'll probably not do any more podcasts the rest of the week. And we'll go back to our usual irregular schedule. So hopefully you all stick along for the ride. It's a short one today. I don't have a lot of thoughts. Most of my thoughts are insurance and permitting. Anyways, that's all I got. If you liked it, like, subscribe. If you didn't like it, leave a mean comment. If you thought I was mean, well, I wasn't mean to anybody in particular. So, nana and a poo-poo. Anyways, we're short today, but I'm Nick. This is 10 Minutes with Nick. Have a great day.